All right, guys, I played War Dogs again this last weekend, and this is my pre-launch take as the game comes out early access September 10th. So, graphics, the game looks and plays phenomenally. The map is huge. The map design was very well designed. You have urban environments, forested environments, a lot of terrain to traverse with vehicles or do a flanking maneuver, set up an outpost off to the side, or whatever you want, build a SAM site, take down helicopters and during a game, set up a whole base. You can base build and build fortifications, build walls, put down barbed wire, build gates, watchtowers, you name it. You can put it together in this game. It's great. Um, I was running max overkill settings, didn't tune anything in between, just went with their default overkill settings in 1440p, had no issues, consistently maintained FPS over 100. Between that and how well the game looks, I was very impressed with that consistency and optimization that they put in here. All the work that went into this is definitely shown and paid off in my experience. There were occasional textures that popped in and out mostly at a distance, to be expected. This is a beta, and honestly, this game performed and plays and looks better than some of the games that are coming out in recent times, AAA games even. So at that feat alone, that's huge. Um, but I also did experience some models floating, such as sandbag walls or fence posts here and there. As I was traversing environments, come across a few models that would be floating. So I would hope things like that would get tightened up and tuned before early access launch or not long after. But as it stands, the game's in a completely playable state, and it's a very enjoyable and fun experience if you're looking for something new, something fresh. It kind of puts a spin and takes some of the best of what's currently available in the FPS market right now, taking the best of those games and kind of putting them into a game in a way that just works. And I did want to also touch on movement mechanics. Their movement mechanics. You get your standard prone, crouch, sprint. I would like to see some kind of speed movement option for when you're crouched, like Battlefield 6, for example. You can't full sprint, but you can move, kind of sprint, half sprint, I guess, when you're crouched. I'd like to see some kind of mechanic for that when you're crouched, so you can move a little quicker when you're crouched. But the transitions from crouch, prone, standing to sprint, mantling, they're a little clunky at times. So sometimes there's almost a delay to it. I'm really hoping they can fix that because that's kind of a common problem with some of these milsim esque titles. The movement usually comes across as really clunky, and usually developers work to improve that in the long term. But I would really like to see War Dogs really take take it further there and make that improvement sooner than others in the genre have, because I think that will be a turnoff for people trying to get into this game, coming from games like Battlefield or um, Call of Duty. Not that I would ever want these guys to cater to those people, but the movement needs some work, and it could be less clunky. Something I'd like to see. Um, Another thing I really liked was the customization in the game. You have to get money to buy things, and then you have to unlock things so you can buy them. There is very, it's kind of a slim offering in the beginning for low rank equipment. So you are getting very basic weapons and kit starting out, and then you got to rank stuff up and unlock things, which is pretty traditional in the shooter genre anyway in itself. But I would like to see some work on the UI or visuals of how you unlock certain things. They do have a class system, kind of. It's not your traditional class system like Battlefield, where you spawn in as assault or spawn in as support. And you just know, okay, support, I got an LMG, I can put down ammo, this and that. It's not like that. And it's not very well spelled out, and it's not visually represented very well, in my opinion. Something that does need work, because you kind of have to, okay, hover over your rank in the top right corner, and then it'll show you all your classes and what level they're at. Well, then if you want to unlock stuff for those classes, you have to go find that equipment in the vendor's store, and see what it takes to unlock it, which class it goes towards to unlocking. So I'd like to see some improvement there, maybe straightforward visual that easily shows you, okay, hey, there's this class, this is what this class unlocks, this is what you need to use. Maybe some better tips on how to rank those classes up faster. For example, I wanted to unlock the LMG, which is a little steep. Some of these unlocks experience takes a while. Um, I wanted to get the LMG, which unlocks at level 15, and it took a good while to get. And you had to spend a lot of time using a shotgun and then building bases and stuff. So, again, still learning the game. It could just be a learning curve to rank that up quicker. But for me, in my experience, it was really slow to get some of those unlocks. And I'd like to see that tuned up, or at least some better visuals that tell you how to unlock things faster, or tips to get you in the right direction to get some more XP. But I was building lots of bunkers, towers, fortifications, using the shotgun and getting a handful of kills, and it still took a grind to get the LMG. So I'd like to see some of the unlocks come a little quicker or be easier to get, or at least some better explanation on how to rank things up quicker would be very helpful, not just for support, but that's just what I highlighted because that's what I wanted to get. Um, Medic is one that's very easy to get ranked up. You get your SMGs unlocked through medics, medic things, reviving people, bandaging people, um, using an SMG. Those all contribute, which is the easiest thing to do in the game is revive people and bandage them up. So there's no shortage of ranking up the medic class, for example. I really focused on assault, medic, and support. Those were the three highlights I got to mess around with. Eventually, I'll do recon and so forth, when the game comes out. But those are the things I like playing: assault, being a medic, playing support, kind of helping the team out. That's another thing, is the team is very the game is very team orientated, which is great. I like those games. You have an awesome chat system where I think is cool because you can actually talk to enemies, which adds a whole nother element to the game. So you do have to kind of watch your chatter, but it is fun. You get those in-game moments where, yeah, you can talk crap to the other team, or sometimes you can just harass them, and you know yeah, so it's fun. I'm looking forward to War Dogs releasing on September 10th. If you have any questions, anything I didn't clearly identify in this video, this is just kind of some highlights that I thought were worth mentioning and sharing with people. But feel free to leave a comment below what you liked about War Dogs, if you had the opportunity to play it, what you didn't like, what you're looking forward to, if you're on the fence about it, if you have any questions that I didn't cover in this. Feel free to ask. I'm going to be doing more game reviews. This is one of several I plan to do. So I appreciate anybody taking the time out of their day to check this out. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.